Excellent. Thank you. Well, great to meet everybody today. Again, my name is Rodrigo Livares. I'm the clinical account manager for Jorgensen Brook Group. It's your benefit, your EAP. I am a social worker and clinician, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the benefits that we provide at Jorgensen Brooks. In addition, and where I'd like to get started is just kind of highlight the essence of this month, right? This is National Mental Health Awareness Month. So I think it's good to be mindful of where we're at in terms of our mind, our body, our spirit, and assure that we're checking in with ourselves and checking in with others, right? I think the last couple of years have been um, about trying to figure it out, trying to get it done, and trying to support others. So I think it's a good time for us to just stop and breathe and think about, okay, how am I doing? How am I doing? And Jorgensen Brooks is one of your partners in helping to support and guide your wellness, right? When it comes to employee assistance programs. So today we're going to talk about the two different products that we have or benefits that we have within Jorgensen Brooks that is provided to you by your employer. There's both clinical care and personal care. We're going to get into a lot of details, so don't think too hard about what these may mean. But nevertheless, these are free of charge. They're also confidential. I think it's important to highlight that. If you or your partner or a family member seek the resource, there isn't a list or numbers or date of births or any of that information that is shared with your employer through the traditional process of accessing these particular services. So within clinical care, this is essentially therapy or talk therapy, as I like to call. Uh, we do provide through the benefit 6 sessions of clinical care. So what does that mean? Well, if I'm in a situation, maybe there's just in a tragic situation in my life, maybe a huge change, maybe there's just been a lot of things happening around me, and I need to find someone to talk to independently from anyone else around me. Um, you can access this service through Jorgensen Brooks Group, and this is a list of, as you can see on the screen, of the different elements or the different subjects that we can talk to you about. This is a very short list. Life is extremely complex, and along with those complexities come a lot of different elements, right? When we need to talk to someone. Marital relationships, maybe you're going through a separation, a divorce, or maybe there's another unique situation that may be happening within your marriage. Parent and child conflicts, right? Our kids go through so much change. Sometimes we don't know how to handle that. That's what this particular service is here for. Grief and loss. Sometimes we lose a family member or a close friend, or sometimes there's another type of loss, right? That we just feel like we need to talk to somebody. Anxiety and stress, right? Again, anxiety and stress, I think, have exacerbated throughout these whole pandemic that we have gone through, and for some of us continue to go through. So there's definitely a therapist that we can speak to. And what I like to tell folks, it's 6 sessions, right? 6 sessions per member, per problem, per year. So 6 sessions, while sometimes, it seems like it could be a lot, it could have an impact, and it does, but it won't always, allow us to completely heal. But it's a great bridge, right? Sometimes we don't know where to turn. So we can go to that therapist within those 6 sessions and say, you know what? I'm just going through the loss of my mom, and I just don't know who to talk to or what to do. Within those 6 sessions, that therapist will also help guide you towards your ongoing insurance, right? If you want to continue talking about that after the 6 sessions, that therapist can help get you connected with your medical insurance to make sure that you have that ongoing care. Okay, so it's a great bridge. I know 6 sessions is like, oh man, I'm gonna go heal this trauma that I went through as a child. Again, 6 sessions is going to have it's going to be a spark towards that journey of getting started. Depression, right? Maybe we're feeling down, we're feeling sad, and we're not really sure why, right? So depression is another a symptom that we can help to find help for. Substance abuse, right? We get quite a number of calls of individuals seeking help and resources for addiction, right, and other substance abuse issues. Workplace issues, right? Maybe you just need to talk to somebody about a situation that's happening at work. Again, this is confidential, right? So you can always take a step in having someone listen to you, and help to mitigate the situation, etc. Gambling and other concerns. So again, that's probably another very hot topic, if you will, in terms of how we get calls or why we get calls. Again, this is a short list, right? There's so many. I could share just my, the different things that I've been through individually, and the list will go beyond this, right? We're all very unique humans. We're all unique individuals, and know that our therapists are here to listen. So how do I get help? How do I get connected? Right? There's two phone numbers that you can call. There's a toll-free number. When you call, you're actually going to be connecting to a call center. The call center is a Jorgensen Brooks call center, and we have someone sitting at our phones 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what happens when I call? Well, when you call, the individual who answers, a representative, will say, "Hi, thank you for calling Jorgensen Brooks. How may I help you?" Right? You might say, "You know what? I'm looking for clinical care or therapy or to talk to someone." What they will do in that situation is they will then do kind of a mini triage, right? If there's concern around your safety, maybe you're in a crisis situation. Within our call center, we also have a crisis function where we're accredited by the American Association of Suicidology to work in a crisis realm, in a crisis situation. So they would hand that over right to their neighbor right next door to them and in the crisis center, and have them assure that your safety is being met now. If there aren't any concerns of safety, you simply just want to get connected to a therapist, they will then ask you, where do you live? What's the situation? What are you seeking help for? Um, they'll also ask you, who's your employer, right? They want to see what benefits you have, so they can give you a great, the best solution, rather. And then they will hang up the call, right? You'll end the call, and they will then do diligence around what therapists are within your proximity, right? Are close to where you live and work, um, so that fit your schedule, right? So they'll find two or three therapists, and then they will contact you back via either that be a phone call or an email, and they'll let you know, hey, look, I did find some therapists based on what needs you may have, and these are the two or three therapists that you can contact. You will then contact that therapist and ask for the service, right? So you'll find, let's say there's a John who's a therapist, and say, hey, look, I'm looking for therapy. I just been having a really hard time. And then John will already have a communication from us after you've let us know that, hey, this is authorized, right? Jorgensen Brooks is going to be paying on behalf of the benefit from Coconino. Okay. Now, there are different methods to receive treatment, especially after the pandemic. I think most therapy clinics have created a diverse style of providing treatment, whether that be virtual or video, telephone, even internet chat, right? Some folks will even just do chat. So we encourage you all to be very open and direct on how you want to receive that treatment. We want to make sure that you're getting connected to the therapist that is able to meet those needs. Okay. Again, crisis services are in fact provided 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So the next question is, okay, great. I know how to get connected. I know the times when I should maybe call, but who can get this resource? Who can get this benefit? So you and your family members can have up to 6 free sessions per problem per person per year. So just to clarify a bit, that means if there's 5 individuals living in the house, you and 4 other family members, each person has a benefit to get 6 free sessions per problem per person per year. Those are sessions for marital relationship, family child situations, et cetera, what we talked about in the previous slide. Uh, Separate individuals may be authorized for individuals upon clinical review. What that means is, if there's a unique situation and you're like, you know what, I need to talk to my benefit provider, being Jorgensen Brooks, and see if they can help me with this, right? And that sounds very vague on purpose, right? Because every situation is very different. I had a situation with a family member who said, you know what? I really feel like I need therapy, but I really feel like I need therapy with my son. Is that something that y'all can do? So they contacted me directly, and I was able to uh, figure out the situation and say, you know what? Absolutely. This can be a family therapy session or set of sessions to be able to meet the needs of that child and that family unit. Okay. Adult children living in the household may receive services until the age of 26, right? So I myself, I have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. As long as they remain in my home, once they hit the age of 26 or younger, they can continue to receive this benefit, right? So if I had a 24, 25-year-old daughter living in my home, they could receive this benefit without question. What if I need services beyond clinical care? What if I'm already connected with a therapist where I don't feel like I really need that, but I just need other elements of support when it comes to my life and where I'm at today? We can help to guide you with different type of resources through an internet platform that we have, of which you have uh, access to. So this isn't an internet website or something that everybody can log into. This is something specific for you all. We'll go into some detail on how you can access that. Uh, so the help that you can access on there have to do with housing, and I think the next slide. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. With housing, with legal, with financial needs, education, medical advice, and so forth. It doesn't mean we have the funds or the resources to pay for your housing, or we provide child care ourselves or elder care, but we have the platform that can help connect you to the resource, right? To the resource. And we can help to give you that guidance. If you forget how to access, call our hotline number, right? Just say, you know what, I don't need counseling, but I need to access your personal care platform. How do I get access to that? And that representative can help you gain that. Okay. Um, Another thing is that they'll also want to make sure that you are connected with your insurance, your medical insurance, and understand what it is that they offer within that particular network. Also, one thing to be mindful of is, when I'm working with a patient or a client who has experienced trauma, physical trauma, or other types of trauma, 6 sessions, again, it might be that spark to help that person continue with their help. So we want to make sure that the therapist that they're connected with also takes their insurance, right? So whatever insurance carrier y'all may have, we'll want to make sure that the provider within our network is also a provider within your insurance carrier, right? So there's a seamless track record of treatment. Telling our stories over and over is traumatic in itself. I learned that when I worked in child welfare. Right? We had a child who came in who experienced a certain type of trauma, and by the time they were done with speaking to everybody, they had told their stories maybe 6 or 7 times. We want to stay away from that, right? So we want to make sure and try our best to get you connected with a clinician or a therapist that has both on the JBG side and on your insurance side, medical insurance side, are part of that network. So how do I access personal care? Because I know that's really what I need, right? I don't need therapy, but you know what? My lease is going to end in 6 months, and I know the housing market right now is very challenging. So where can I get that help? Here you have a website. You go to jorgensenbrooks.com. You click on personal care, and then you'll type your company login of Coconino. Okay, and through that, what you will do is then you'll access the platform that will um, that will help provide that direction for you, right? And those resources for you. If you're not having success or you feel like it's not really, or you can't find what you need, call our hotline. Call our hotline and they can help guide you and see what other resources may be available.